unacceptable. The HOA rules are clear, and you are in direct violation.
The letter arrived on a Tuesday morning, folded stiffly and stamped with the HOA seal, like it carried the weight of the law itself. I almost ignored it. Most HOA notices were harmless reminders about trash bins or parking alignment. But the moment I saw her signature at the bottom, bold, slanted, and aggressively confident, I felt my stomach tighten. This one wasn't routine. This was personal. Before we get into what happened next, hit like if you've ever dealt with a power-hungry HOA, subscribe for more real-life neighborhood showdowns, and comment where you're watching from, or what time it is right now, because trust me, this story escalates fast. The notice accused me of severe landscaping violations. According to the letter, my backyard, a space no one could see from the street, was non-compliant, unsightly, and in direct violation of HOA aesthetic codes. I was ordered to completely re-landscape it within 14 days or face daily fines starting at $150. The list of demands was ridiculous. Remove native plants, replace stone borders, install HOA-approved sod, and repaint my back fence to a specific shade of community oak brown. And standing behind this demand was HOA President Karen. Everyone in the neighborhood knew her. Late 30s, tight curly hair that never moved out of place, and always wearing that same bright pink blazer over a white blouse, like she was permanently running for office. She spoke in clipped sentences, smiled without warmth, and loved to remind people that rules exist for a reason. I stood in my backyard rereading the letter, looking at the space she claimed was an eyesore. It was clean, maintained, intentionally designed. Native plants to save water, stone pathways I installed myself, no trash, no weeds, no junk, and most importantly, no visibility from outside my fence. So how did she even know? That question bothered me more than the fine. I emailed the HOA board asking for clarification. The response came back within an hour, not from the board, but from Karen herself. Inspections are conducted as needed to ensure full compliance. Your backyard was found to be in violation. This decision is final. Final. That word lit something in me. I requested a copy of the specific bylaw she was citing. She replied with a vague paragraph that said homeowners must maintain uniform landscaping standards consistent with community values. No measurements, no diagrams, no backyard clause, just interpretation. Her interpretation. The next evening, she showed up in person. I was watering the plants when I heard heels clicking aggressively on concrete. I turned to see her standing just outside my open gate, arms crossed, pink blazer glowing against the evening sun like a warning sign. She said, "I assume you got the notice." I replied calmly, "I did, and I disagree with it." Her lips tightened. "This isn't a debate. You'll need to start the re-landscaping immediately. The board is watching." I looked around. "The board isn't here, just you." She stepped forward slightly, peering into my yard like an appraiser hunting for flaws. "Your stones aren't approved. Those plants aren't on the HOA list, and that fence color is outdated." "The fence is inside my property, and it was approved 3 years ago." She smiled, thin and sharp. "Approval can be reassessed." That's when I noticed it. Her eyes kept flicking back toward her own house across the yard line, not casually, repeatedly. I followed her gaze. Karen's backyard fence was taller than allowed, easily a foot over regulation. I'd noticed it before, but never cared. Her landscaping was elaborate, decorative gravel, water features, ornamental statues. Beautiful, sure, but definitely not HOA standard, especially not according to the same rules she was waving in my face. I didn't say anything, not yet. She handed me a checklist. 14 days. I'd hate to see unnecessary fines. As she walked away, heels clicking again, something shifted. This wasn't about landscaping. It was about control. and Karen had assumed, wrongly, that I would just comply. That night, instead of hiring landscapers, I opened the HOA rulebook, all 97 pages of it. Then I pulled archived approval records, old violation notices, public HOA filings, and the more I read, the clearer it became. Karen wasn't enforcing the rules, she was violating them, and she had no idea I'd just noticed. By the end of the week, my kitchen table looked like a legal war room. Printed HOA bylaws, highlighted sections, time-stamped photos, archived emails, old approval records I'd pulled from the association's online portal at 2 in the morning. The more I dug, the worse it got for HOA President Karen. Her violations weren't minor, they were flagrant. Her backyard fence exceeded the maximum height by 12 inches, clearly outlined in Section 4.3. Her decorative water feature violated water use restrictions adopted just last summer, and her ornamental gravel explicitly banned after runoff complaints 3 years ago. There was even an email from the board approving her original fence height before she extended it, quietly. I took photos from public vantage points only, no trespassing, no funny angles, just clean, irrefutable evidence. I printed everything, organized it into a folder, and waited. Karen didn't. On day 6, another letter appeared in my mailbox. This one was sharper, colder, a final warning reminding me that fines would begin in 8 days if I hadn't started re-landscaping. She CC'd the entire HOA board this time. So I replied, politely. I attached my evidence. I cited exact bylaw numbers. I requested written clarification on how my backyard violated any enforceable standard. And at the end, I included a single sentence. Please also advise whether the same standards apply to all homeowners, including HOA board members. The response took longer this time. 2 days later, a neighborhood-wide email went out announcing a special HOA meeting, mandatory attendance, landscaping compliance, community standards. Everyone knew what that meant. The clubhouse was packed that evening. Folding chairs filled every corner. People whispered, phones were out, and on schedule, Karen took the front of the room, bright pink blazer, tight curls perfectly arranged, chin lifted like she was about to deliver a verdict. She launched into a speech about declining standards and select homeowners who believe rules don't apply to them. Her eyes locked on me more than once. Then she opened the floor. I stood. The room quieted. I received multiple violation notices about my backyard, I said evenly. So I reviewed the bylaws carefully, and I noticed some inconsistencies in how those rules are being enforced. Karen's smile froze. I connected my laptop to the projector. The first slide showed my backyard, clean, maintained, compliant, with the cited bylaw highlighted beside it. The second slide showed Karen's backyard fence. Gasps rippled through the room. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't editorialize. I just presented facts, side-by-side photos, measurements, approval dates, violations highlighted in yellow. Every slide referenced a specific HOA rule. Karen tried to interrupt. "Those photos are misleading," I replied calmly. They were taken from public view, same standard used to inspect my property. Someone in the back asked, "Why is her fence taller than allowed?" Another voice followed. "Wait, aren't water features banned?" Karen's face flushed. The pink blazer suddenly looked less confident and more defensive. She stammered about grandfathered approvals and board discretion. But I had the emails, the dates, the proof that discretion had been used selectively. Finally, a board member, one who'd been quiet all year, cleared his throat. "Karen, did you expand your fence without board approval?" Silence. Then, "That's not relevant." "It is. Very relevant." The room shifted. People leaned forward. Phones recorded openly now. A motion was made. An independent compliance review of all board members. Karen objected loudly, too loudly. The vote passed. By the end of the meeting, my violation notices were officially suspended pending review. Karen's were not. 3 weeks later, an email went out announcing her resignation as HOA president due to personal reasons. Her fence was lowered, the water feature disappeared, the ornamental gravel was replaced. She stopped wearing the pink blazer after that. And my backyard? Never mentioned again. If you made it this far, subscribe for more real neighborhood power struggles, like the video, and comment whether your HOA protects residents or protects itself. Because sometimes the rulebook doesn't exist to control you. Sometimes it's waiting for you to use it.